Hello and welcome back, everybody. Slim Slam and the Bandwagon Fam. Week 13 preview show is on the way. As always, proudly brought to you by the Jersey Cartel. I'm Slim, he's Slam, and to my left, that is the Bandwagon Fan. And boys, how are we doing?
Not bad, Blaze, not bad. Week 13 here. Jeez, it's gone quick, hasn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, it's really starting to fly along. We're quickly approaching the tail end of the year.
17 weeks ago, we started this podcast.
Longer, actually, probably.
No, 17.
Well, like 17 when we went live.
Yeah, 17 when we went live.
Yep.
And this week, I'm pumped. There's
We
at
are
least
cruising.
5
Yeah.
unreal games. Almost a flip of a coin here. So, unlike last week in week 12, where we had a lot of close ones and Slammer and I only had 2 tips differently.
Yes.
This week, there's quite a few. Still ended up largely the same, but we're able to talk about some of these games.
There's
and,
a couple of contrasting opinions, I think, flying around here, which always makes for good content. So
We
A
love
lot of
content.
A lot of home picks this weekend, too.
Yeah. Love a home
team
team. Love a
selections.
home team.
Well, it's the flip of a coin. The home field advantage, bit of geography that you love.
I do love that.
People will lend to that. That said, no one's going to take the Jets hosting the Raiders this week.
Wouldn't have thought so,
No,
Blaze.
fair enough. Hey, 17 weeks, Schnazi, since the show got going, approaching the 5,000 total view mark at the moment. So I'm happy with that.
I'm not surprised.
We're not surprised. Fantastic. Speaking of powerful numbers, the Elite Eight.
The Elite Eight.
We are back again and with more victims, I guess.
Guess who's back? Back again. The Elite Eight's back. Tell a friend.
Fantastic.
I've lost it.
Yeah, absolutely. You have.
You lost it well before we started tonight, my friends.
The curse of the Elite Eight continues. The teams we brought in have immediately fallen back out due to very subpar performances. Colts and Rams, indeed. So, with no further ado, Slammer, do you want to take us through number 8?
Once again, Blaze, I hate talking about them, but I'll have to do it again.
Yep.
So at 8, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are a flat this week.
Yep.
Didn't go up, didn't go down. Just held on to their spot, really, there, haven't they, Blaze?
It was marginal.
Just barely.
Well, a few teams breathing down their neck, but they have just held on. Really, they were getting blown out by the Chiefs early. I think the scoreboard probably did them a favour in the end with a bit of that late touchdown. Antonio Brown still doesn't have a touchdown after 4 weeks with the team, so that's an interesting one.
Yeah. It's moving the chains a bit, but...
They need to switch some things up on offense, though, if they're going to be a real threat come the pointy end of the year.
Yeah.
Defense in the second half did all right, but the game plan in the first half against the Chiefs was just completely wrong. I don't know why you would go out there with man coverage against the Chiefs. It does not work well. Not that much works well against the Chiefs offense, but yeah, so we've got the Bucs at 8, but they're shaky.
They're shaky indeed. And Schnazi quite appropriately gave Bruce Arians a bit of a bake and told him to pull his head in a little bit. And I think that's warranted. And I think you want to see a good performance from him this week, bouncing back after a couple of probably lackluster performances, really. Excuse me.
Wow.
Take that.
Oh.
The Green Bay Packers
Bang, bang.
are looking to break the curse of the Elite Eight here. They are fresh and new. They've obviously been here before, but they have re-entered the Elite Eight at number 7 here on the back of a really strong performance, absolutely pantsing the Bears.
3 strong performances in a row.
Correct. Yeah. So they've got form for sure, and I think that kind of really commanding victory there on the back of 4 touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers, really just doing as they pleased. Against the Bears team that, the defense is the hallmark. You stack up 41 against them, and the defense kind of does its part against the Bears offense, which just sucks eggs. But I think
Sucks eggs.
it sucks eggs indeed. The Packers doing what they had to do there, really commanding performance, like Schnazi says, on the back of a few good games in a row. They're going to be in 7. Watch this space though, because obviously teams haven't fared too well when they try and encroach on the Elite Eight, and certainly that top 4 of late.
You're not wrong at all, Blaze.
One team who did start the season on fire and started the Elite Eight with an absolute bang. They locked down that number 1 spot for the first few weeks of the season. Was the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
They fell out at one point.
They did.
And we brought them back in last week, and this week they're up 1 spot to
They're
6
working.
from
They're
7.
working. Yep.
I think the DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson storyline of the season is
It's a cheat code.
becoming unbelievable. You can't ignore it. Thank you, Slammer. DK Metcalf's overtaken Kelsey and Tyreek for the most receiving yards. So he's gone to number
flat
1
out.
off the back of a huge game over the
Yeah,
past
he had a
week.
monster.
And I just think now it's just almost... everyone knows where the ball's going. You just can't defend him.
Yes. I mean,
He's
at
a
what
beast.
point, there's not enough men, there's not enough coverages, there's not enough, that's
Squads of men.
squads of men indeed, entire squads of defense.
I think Russell Wilson's the best or the second best, depending on Mahomes, at throwing moon balls, deep balls.
Yeah.
And when you've got an absolute cheat code who can outrun taller, longer limbs.
Yep.
Catch anything.
Catch it high, catch it low. It's not fair when you can move
not.
like that at that size, and then you can just bounce defenders and just manhandle anything you want.
Why they've sort of solidified their spot a bit over the last few weeks and played a lot better, their defense has finally come to the party.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams had a huge game on the weekend.
Yeah, and he has been putting together a couple of good performances.
On the back of his string of good performances, the defense, they've kept teams under 20, which is unheard of for them.
Yep.
At the start of the season, it was just shootouts.
Yep.
So hopefully at the point end of the season, they're getting everything right, and they could take the NFC still.
I was going to say they're trending in the right direction in a division that is way open and all up for grabs at the minute. Conference. Sorry, I should say.
Yeah, I think if their defense keeps trending in the right way, Saints versus Seahawks for an NFC title game would be an absolute treat.
Yep, absolutely. Be happy with that.
So at 5 in our Elite 8 this week, back in for the first time in a while, and they've jumped right up to 5 after a commanding win on the weekend against the team that was previously in our Elite 8.
Yes.
The Tennessee Titans. Really, Derrick Henry did whatever he friggin' felt like on, especially the first half of the weekend against the Colts, who had arguably the best defense in the entire league. Caught a few passes out of the backfield as well.
Man against boys.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
He's running his way into Canton the way he's going the last year and a half.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. So really, as we've said a lot, they'll probably go as he goes. Tannehill's been pretty good, pretty serviceable.
Yep.
Above average quarterback play from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Derrick Henry is the star of that show. If he's on, they're a chance. If he's off, they are in trouble, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They live and die by King Henry.
100%.
Live and door by the side.
Yeah, that's right.
Live and door. Love it.
Live and die by the side as well. Live and die by the sword,
I
think is what he was trying to go with.
The Buffalo Bills.
I was getting excited. I love the Bills.
The Bills, your boy Schnazi, coming at 4. They're up 3 spots this week. So they're the big mover of the week, really. And I think, what's to say about the Buffalo Bills? They didn't exactly set the world on fire with their win against the Chargers. However, they are consistently getting wins. They now move to 8-3 on the year, and they have a matchup this week, boys, with the Niners, who obviously got a good win on the weekend, but you wouldn't expect lightning to strike twice there.
Funny thing about that matchup, Blaze, the Niners will be playing their next 2 home games in Arizona.
Correct. Yeah, we might touch on that situation with them. However, so when it comes to Buffalo Bills, I mean, old Measly Beasley, the wide receiver there, threw a touchdown on the weekend, which was pretty nice. And I think on the back of some good play from Singletary, obviously Josh Allen, there's some questions around ball security. However, they are putting together the performances well enough to get the results. And I think in a Elite 8 kind of conversation, I think they're doing enough to warrant that number 4 spot for the time
I don't think there's a team in the NFL, Blaze, that runs more trick plays than the Buffalo Bills.
They do lots, yeah.
They do a lot of trick plays.
A lot of trickery. And it's fun. It's different. It's you don't know what you're going to quite get all the time there. So good on the Buffalo Bills. Number 4 there, really starting to motor along. And I think 8-3 is probably where about, if you're going to assess a record so far, I'd say 8-3 is pretty fair for where they're at.
Absolutely. And one of their losses to the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's not like they've
Chiefs and Titans.
They haven't lucked their way to 8-3. They deserve it 8-3, and they deserve the 4th spot in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a correction there.
Yeah, I think they stayed
there
stagnant.
on the board.
Yeah,
they haven't moved.
I didn't rub that off.
That's last week.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay, so they are still 4. So consistency. So not a big mover. My oversight there, but. Schnazzy, number
3 are the Saints, and they are holding on by the skin of their teeth, in my opinion. If it was up to me, they wouldn't be in the top 4. I think if we're looking at them as an overall team with Drew Brees at the helm, they are a great team. They are a top 3 team. With Taysom Hill and the way they're playing with Taysom Hill at quarterback, it's just shocking.
Yeah.
I can't watch it. It's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
And if the run game gets stopped, it's a very real chance it could get stopped when they play some of these power teams or top of the lead 8 teams. You almost said power 5. I was going to talk about college football for a second.
You almost went into it.
Yeah, I almost went into it. Love me college football. But anyway, I just can't get around the way the Saints are playing. I still can't believe Jameis isn't the starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's
baffling. It just goes against everything in the way they've been playing all season. I think by the time the playoffs come around, when Drew Brees, supposedly is going to be back soon, is this going to create some inconsistencies in the way they're playing?
Yeah.
And they're going to have to change the dynamic and revert back to what they've just changed to. And it doesn't bode well for a strong performance at the pointy end of the season.
No, it doesn't.
But in saying that, they keep winning and they played a team without a quarterback on the weekend. So what else could you do?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they've noticed the teams that they're playing in this stretch are not too flash hot. So.
And they're just seeing if they've, what they've actually got.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah, potentially, Blaze, potentially.
That might be the go.
Now, it's going to be pretty hard to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers here, Blaze, because they haven't played a game.
No, they haven't.
Since the last time we spoke to you last week. Yeah, what can I say? Defense has still been good as it has been all year.
Yeah,
they've had a great weekend on the track. Yeah. A direct phone call I had from Mike Tomlin told me really great stuff.
All I can do to help you out there is that apparently Juju Smith-Schuster fancies himself in Madden head-to-head.
Yeah, I bet he does.
With the best Seahawks player. Apparently they're going to try and play it virtually.
That's great.
So that's nothing.
That's awesome. Thanks for bringing that to the table.
Yeah, awesome.
The Elite 8 used to
really
be a serious segment.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll hope by the time this goes out on Thursday night locally here in Adelaide, they'll hopefully have played that game against the Ravens.
Yeah.
So
smoked them.
We assume that they will beat the Ravens, but obviously one to watch, and you never know any given Sunday or Wednesday apparently in the NFL.
Whenever works these days.
That just leaves one team for the top there, Blaze.
It does. Our boys, the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously no surprises here, are going to remain number one in the Elite 8 on the back of what was a super, super commanding performance, certainly in the first half. Like the Bucs made it closer than it probably was all day by the end in terms of the score. However, if you take the time to sit down and watch that game and watch the first half, watch poetry in motion, watch 200 yards from Tyreek Hill in a quarter, watch Mahomes pedal backwards at full speed quicker than I could run flat out straight, and then peg a ball against the momentum of himself about 30 yards, absolute bullet-like, straight into the arms of Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Demarcus Robinson, Mecole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, obviously. I mean, this is just an absolute bounty of riches that they're just operating with at the moment. And the defense, to their credit, for the most part, played an all right game. Once it got a bit out of hand, I think a few softer coverages there kind of let Tom Brady in a little bit more. Yeah, he's an absolute ball player. So obviously Chris Jones, I enjoyed him getting in the face of Tom Brady a little bit on the weekend, a little bit of yap. So
he actually had no stats on the weekend. No tackles, nothing. Did nothing.
Tom was letting him know about it as well.
Yeah, it would have been, absolutely. Hey,
they do not get along either.
No, they don't.
They're not mates.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
The AFC Championship game that we lost the other year, on the final drive that Tom tied it up with New England with, he got a 20-yard penalty for a roughing the passer call on Stone Cold Chris Jones. Yeah. Face masking him.
Yeah.
It hit him in the shoulder pad.
Yeah, okay.
So there's some bad blood there.
Right.
They are not.
And so Brady made that call? Or was it the refs?
No, the refs did. But I'm just saying that they hate it.
So he doesn't like... Yeah. Okay. It's 'cause, well, all right. Fair enough. So, the Chiefs are going to maintain their position here at the top of the Elite 8. I know if you want the Steelers there, you're going to have to let us know because it's going to be real hard to convince certainly me and Sam, and I think even Schnazzy.
Off the back of no game, the Steelers weren't moving.
Yeah. So it sits how it sits. We'll get that up on the socials for you to have a look at. Let us know if you disagree.
Well, it's not the bloody best record.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's
any
the
idiot
Elite.
could tell you the best 8.
It's the Elite 8. And as I say to anyone that wants to come and challenge me on this, if you want a head...
Old John Fassel, a.k.a. Bones.
Yeah, if Bones wants to come up in here in the booth, in the sweaty, hot booth, and go toe-to-toe over the Chiefs and Steelers, head-to-head, I'll be backing the Chiefs to the hills. And that's just the way
While
it's
you're at
going
it,
to go.
Bring some plain crisps and Sam might throw some salt on it for you.
Oh, fantastic. He's just a salty man tonight, aren't you, Slam? Something wrong?
No.
Wow. All right.
Titans, Browns. Hurry up, you clowns.
Tough day on the tools.
Tough day on the tools.
Let the skins on, work to 6:30. Yeah. Wasn't home to 6:45.
Been in the gym working all week. Oh, jeez. Hard.
Don't try and better yourself around these two.
Just
get ripped apart.
Must be tough. Titans and Browns. The Browns are playing pretty good football and their record reflects that. However, the Titans...
There's a butt coming, isn't there?
Oh, massive.
No one's tipped them.
There's a massive butt coming. The Tennessee Titans are just going better. You're not going to pick against the Tennessee Titans at the moment. A run game like that, probably the most deadly play action.
The two best run teams in the league going on.
Yeah, this is true.
Two of the best running backs in the league too.
There won't be many changes of possession because each possession is going to last forever with the clock never stopping.
When you can run play action off Derrick Henry and then you can run play action off Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Yeah, exactly. I think I would take the Titans based primarily on the form of Derrick Henry. However, I think this would be a pretty good game to watch.
2-8-3 teams.
This is 2-8-3 games. 8-3 games. But it is a game that has playoff connotations. Massive
absolutely,
ones. So it's good for spectacle.
Absolutely. An interesting one. So both 8-3, but the Browns are paying a little bit over $3 on Sportsbet.
Yeah, so people don't really fancy them.
Don't fancy them at all.
And that probably goes back to the point that you've been making all year about they're just downhill skis and beat up on bad teams.
100%.
This is almost a line in the sand moment for them.
Yeah, it's make or break, no doubt.
Because if they win this, by the way our projections go, they'll get to 11-5, which makes the playoffs.
Oh, 100%, yep.
Without that, they're just going to pick up those easy wins against the Jags, the Bengals, and I believe the Giants potentially. So they really need to stick their foot in the ground. If they're going to be any shake of the sauce bowl in the AFC,
And
absolutely.
That's what I was saying in the last episode. You know, they beat up on the crap teams, and that's why I said I don't fancy them against any of those top 7 AFC teams. If they could get a statement win against Tennessee in Tennessee, then you'd have to change your perception of them and be like, okay, maybe they can do some damage come the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the lay of the land for them at the moment. I mean, you've got to come out and show us something.
I don't think the odds reflect how close this game will be.
I think so.
And I wouldn't read too much into all of us selecting the Titans.
Yeah.
I think it could be a 1-score game.
Yeah, it
and
could
it'll
be
be a
close.
good game to watch. But please note, this game it's a Sunday game.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
a Monday
not Friday
game.
night.
There's
No
no
Thursday
Thursday night football this week because the
COVID.
the Steelers and the Ravens are going to be playing on Wednesday night, which is Thursday in Australia.
Yeah, which is mucked around the fixturing. So apologies for that. Obviously, a day for us without football on a Friday is a bit tricky because it helps pass the time. However, we will survive and we will enjoy it come Monday morning.
You've got your work show Friday.
I do have my work.
Could have watched it
Friday.
all Arvo.
I know.
Oh, it's just kicking the guts.
Flat.
Jets and Raiders.
Jets and Raiders.
So I'm taking the Raiders here because, once again, you would probably noticed all season, I actually haven't tipped the Jets.
No, why would you?
And I don't think anyone in their right mind would tip the Jets. And the Raiders need to bounce back.
They are stinky.
They need to bounce back. So I'd be taking the Raiders by at least 2 scores here.
Yep. The Raiders will pants the Jets here. I think on the back of a really disappointing game against Atlanta, they'll be on a mission. Derek Carr will be on a mission. Josh Jacobs had a pretty average day in terms of fumbling the football. They would be flat as with the way that went. And luckily for them, they get a lowly Jets team that you can pretty much just punch up on like they're a bag and kind of just enjoy yourself from there.
No doubt, Blaze.
Plus,
You got the hat on for some reason?
Yep, it's
They
time for
form part of the
Slammer's
guarantee.
Yeah, let's go.
Alrighty. So, first leg, we got Vegas. There's a theme tonight, Blaze, as well.
Is it?
2 V's and 2 S's. I don't know why, but
It's not a theme. It's
Vegas Vikings,
because
Seahawks,
you love your
Steelers.
VS Commodores.
It's called alliteration, not a theme.
Whatever.
Okay.
That's I'm running with theme. So I got Vegas at
It's a theme
$1.28.
tonight. They're all NFL football teams.
And they're playing the Jets, so that should be a dub.
Okay.
Then the Vikings, they're throwing their weight up against the Jags. Likewise, should be a dub.
Yes.
Seahawks then are playing the Giants, and they're playing at home. And the
okay.
Seahawks defense has been playing better.
Yep.
So should get on them there. They're at $1.23 as well. And the last leg is the Steelers, which will be their second game in a few days, but they're playing the Washington football team.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, and that's Monday. That's a Monday nighter.
Okay.
So that won't finish until Tuesday. But you whack that in, 50 at $2.34, $119.06.
Chuck it in the cauldron.
The Chiefs Broncos didn't get a run here just because
I don't like betting on the Chiefs, Blaze.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
But you should probably add it in at home.
yeah.
What I would do before I add it in, if you want to be really, really, really sure, just double check because obviously we're recording this a few days before the game's going to be played. Just have a hot take at what's going on with the Broncos quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Because if they still don't have a quarterback, this is Chiefs at the line.
Yeah. Massively.
Yeah.
Anything
100%.
you'd expect the line to be around maybe 16 or 17 points, still take it.
Yeah.
That would be massive.
Could be ugly.
But yeah, it's another good guarantee, Chucky.
Thanks, mate.
The Seahawks and the Steelers on the tail end. Watch this space. I mean, the Washington football team's been going all right and the Giants have been going all right, but they are in the worst division in football.
Yeah, I don't care.
They've still only both won
They
4
should
games.
get whacked.
Yeah.
We're talking about 10-win and 8-win teams.
Yep.
They lose to one from the NFC East. I'll hurt myself.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, remember last
Wait,
week?
what was it last
I said I was going to jump off the roof and land on my neck if the guarantee didn't get up, so thank God.
Yeah. Or the opposite.
Oh, I knew that was coming from
The
two.
Vikings and Jags, we kicked off the guarantee with this, obviously. Oh, no, we didn't.
No,
we went with the
Raiders. Second
Raiders.
leg.
See, I've jumped ahead. The Vikings and the Jags will get the job done here in terms of the Minnesota variety. My mate Justin
What a
Jefferson,
sentence.
who I'm trying to make... Yeah, it wasn't a great sentence. Make a little sneaky
I'm
case
still trying to process it.
for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
He is a
You're throwing it out there. No one's nibbling.
Oh, no, not yet, but we shall see. He's a bona fide absolute wide receiver 1 at the moment. He's just a cream of the crop.
Yeah. Look, if it wasn't such a quarterback-driven award, Blaze,
Yeah.
I think he'd be massively in the conversation. He might be playing the best at
Yes.
his position.
Yeah.
But yeah, with it being such a quarterback-heavy award and the fact that Justin Herbert is having such a good year, I think he'll struggle there. But he is playing absolutely phenomenal for a rookie.
Yeah, in the shoes of Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, probably the thing that's letting him down, if I'm being honest here, is in the red zone, the Vikings love Adam Thielen.
Yes.
He's like the most targeted player in the red zone, and he gets all the balls, which is probably costing Jefferson's touchdown numbers, but his yards and getting him into the red zone is unbelievable, and that's why he's the wide receiver 1 on that team.
And
he's a real asset.
His yak's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Main thing to watch here is probably just how much the Vikings get up by, I would have thought, and the connotation in terms of them trying to make a case to steal a wild card
They could
spot.
be in a playoff spot, but if they win this game.
Yes, correct. So it's massively important for them to do what they should do against the Jaguars team that is in full tank mode for
Mike
Trevor
Glennon,
Lawrence.
I believe, is the quarterback at the moment.
Yeah.
For the Jags?
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, it's...
They have a few issues there. I haven't seen Gardner in a while. To be honest, I've stopped keeping up with Gardner.
Yeah.
The Jags are doing their absolute best to try and make sure that the Jets win a game and that they'll get a Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, watch your space with that. But I think the
Once
Vikings...
again, another great sentence.
we're not going along that smoothly tonight, are we? Kind of stopping and starting and all over the shop. That's all right. How about we straighten up a little bit here? The Dolphins. Are we going to get Tua this week? They got the Bengals.
I think you'll get Tua this week.
Yeah, okay.
I think we'll get Tua back this week.
Yeah. And with that said, even if they do go with the Fitz, the Bengals are without Joe Burrow now. Obviously, as we touched on before, this isn't a contest, really.
No,
is it?
they probably played their grand final last week. The Bengals.
Yeah.
They were in that game up to their necks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them, they lost, but it's probably a game they didn't want to win because they're looking for a good draft pick here.
Yep.
Tua was a little bit banged up. We thought he was going to start last week, but they just
a separate finger issue.
Yeah.
Training.
Kept him out, and probably maybe give him a break.
Yeah.
Probably do him a world of good. Bring him back against the lowly Bengals, and he should go all right here and
beef up that confidence.
If you take Slammer's guarantee here, but if you want to make it a little bit more spicy, the Dolphins against the Bengals here at home, probably only get you $1.20 odds, but chuck it in.
Yeah, there's no real...
Doesn't form part of the guarantee, but
clarification. If you're just sprinkling a little on top.
Yeah, if you're looking a bit of extra spicy cough.
If you want to throw in a 6-legger, add in the Chiefs and Dolphins.
Yeah. Happy days.
Yeah.
Happy days. Hey, the Texans and Colts. Texans, on the back of probably superhuman performances from Deshaun Watson, really... get to host the Colts this week. The Colts on the back of a bad loss.
And finally, some disparity in the tips.
Correct.
Yeah.
We love that. I'm going to take the Texans.
No,
you're taking the Texans.
Yes.
Sorry, I've completely misread
Tom,
what we were doing before.
Tom's orange.
I'm green.
You're green. Yeah.
Somebody please help us.
We are at all sorts
I will
here.
be taking
It's a bit
the
late
Texans.
Yeah, it is a bit late. I think it's a bit tired.
I will be taking the Texans.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the Texans are at home. The Texans have started to play well. I don't think their record shows how actually bad as a football team they are.
Yep.
The loss of Will Fuller is going to hurt.
Massively.
I'm not going to lie. But the way the Colts played in that first half last week against the Titans at home, I wasn't about it. So quite frankly, I've just, it's a huge opposite. Last week they had to scheme up to play against a run-heavy offense. Now they're going to do the full 360 and go against a pass-heavy offense.
360 would point you back in the same direction.
Sorry, 180.
Yeah.
They go full circle.
It all does. Like we are tonight. We're
we're talking. We are absolutely all over the place.
And I just think here, the Texans have a bit of confidence. They still have some really good players.
Yep.
The Colts, I just can't. They're not sexy.
They're not sexy.
They're not sexy,
They are
so I
not
can't
sexy.
pick him.
I'm going to back the Colts defense because I think, and this is probably wildly unsubstantiated, that they are just a little bit better against passing teams than run-heavy teams. I've got absolutely nothing to back that up on, but I just feel like the lay of the land.
I think they were
is
second
like
against the pass and fourth against the rush before the weekend.
Okay.
I'll likewise be taking the Colts with you there, Blaze. I think the Texans' defense really sucks.
Yeah.
So I think the Colts might find some mojo again.
Yep.
And hopefully the Colts' defense can find themselves again.
This is one of those.
But it's a divisional game.
This is a divisional game. This is a playoff hopes kind of. It could really jar them. Like if the Texans get over the Colts,
they've got two matchups coming in the last 5 games.
Yeah. So this could be a real one that the Colts, a danger one for them in terms of their playoff aspirations. They're going along all right. They were looking great. They might win the division. They draw level with the Titans. Now, obviously, the Titans are going up and up. And we've got question marks over the Colts. So
if they lose this, and not that the Ravens probably win this, but if the Raiders win and the Ravens somehow win, they go to 7-4 with both of those teams.
Yeah.
Sorry, 7-5. No, 7-5 with both those teams.
And it becomes very, very tricky for them in terms of tiebreakers and head-to-heads and all the rest of it, as well as their run home, which isn't great.
Messy.
It does indeed. Try and keep it clean with this one.
On the contrary,
Yeah.
if they do make the playoffs and with their strengths of schedule to finish the season, they're going to be in some good form.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they'll be cherry ripe if they can pull it together. Hey, 2 teams here. Now let's try and keep it civil, boys. The Chicago Bears get to play the Detroit Lions. Let's do it in 15 seconds.
Okay, I'll take the Bears.
I'll take the Lions.
I'll take the Bears. Cool. Thanks.
Cool.
The Falcons and the Saints.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. I'm out on a limb here, and I definitely am the Atlanta Falcons this time, Schnaz. I'm not stealing your tip. I'm gonna take the upset here. I think the Falcons, as they tend to do as the second half of the year has rolled around in recent memory anyway, seem to be finding their feet. They had a really good game against the Raiders in terms of, I mean, they scored plenty. They didn't score heaps of touchdowns, but I think the Saints under Taysom Hill, that question mark is just a bit too large for me, coming up against a team that actually has a quarterback. In Matt Ryan, who's a pretty decent one at that.
I think if the Saints find themselves in trouble later in this game, Blaze, you might see a switch at quarterback because the Saints have to win. If the Saints don't win this game, they throw themselves back into the fray with the Packers and the Seahawks. For the bye, they'd have, they'd be in a logjam for that number 1 seed. I don't think there's any way they could find themselves losing to the Falcons. I think they just have to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I wasn't out the front of the tips here and playing a bit conservative, this is a game that I could see the Saints losing. Yeah. And boy, do I hope they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you want it, don't
you? I think they could lose.
I think they definitely... It's not a 50-50 game, but...
No.
Taysom Hill scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
Yep.
2 rushing ones.
Yep.
You know what they're going to do. It's not going to be that hard to stop, although the Falcons' defense isn't that good.
Not that great, no.
But did have probably the best game of the year on the weekend.
Yes. So
absolutely.
Riding a bit of a high, on a bit of a wave.
It's got upset factor, doesn't it?
It does have an upset factor.
Yeah. I think that's what we said when we were having a quick look at it before.
And if they have to bring Jameis in halfway through a game and, it's just going to implode. It's just, I don't even know. No, words can't describe it. I just can't believe Jameis isn't starting.
It lacks consistency, and you're right. I think that's what it comes down to. You think you're going to run a guy that is not a purebred quarterback. You're trying to get all tricky with it a little bit, and you're trying to make do while Drew's gone. Maybe you're trying to find out what exactly you've got.
Yeah.
But you don't know what you've got in Jameis Winston in that system either.
If you're looking at this, Drew Brees has got probably a year left after this year.
Max, yeah.
Now, Taysom Hill's not going to be a franchise quarterback ever.
No. Don't think so.
No.
So, Jameis Winston, could he be a potential franchise quarterback? Maybe.
In that system, maybe. Yeah.
He was
at least for a couple of years because you're not going to get a pick high enough in the draft.
So why wouldn't why wouldn't you not be trying out Jameis Winston now to see if he's going to be your man?
I think potentially it's because Jameis really likes to air out the ball and throw deep, and that would involve changing the entire game plan because Breeze really only throws short stuff, and that's really all Taysom Hill is.
Michael Thomas does like short slants as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one, and without being Sean Payton,
maybe they just want to keep control of the ball.
Yeah, and keep it familiar in that sense.
But how much of that was Bruce Arians at the end of, Winston's career? It's not hard to scheme up to say, all right, this is all we're going to throw Jameis.
Yeah, that's true.
But
you don't have
to
run the blokes deep, do you?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No. It's going to be interesting. I like your point there, Chucky. If the Saints are in a bit of a pickle and they need to start airing it out to try and get back into the contest, I don't see him be able to do that with Taysom Hill consistently enough.
No.
So there is definitely an opportunity there for famous Jameis old crab legs himself. Seahawks versus the Giants here. The Giants have been riding...
Warms my heart to hear you say crab legs.
Yeah, I'm converted. I am converted. The Seahawks and the Giants riding a bit of a high, but the Seahawks are going to run all over them here, I think. They looked much better, much improved on defense. Russell Wilson is obviously cooking. DK Metcalf is the league leader in receiving yards and is probably the biggest man I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a dude.
He's a dude. Serious question here. Who would win a street fight between him and Aaron Donald?
I can't bet against Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
He's just Aaron Donald's a freak show.
Boy, Metcalf would have the reach.
Wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Aaron would just shoot low and take his legs and put him on his ass.
He'd have no other choice.
He'd ground and pound.
If Metcalf can connect from deep, we're getting way off topic, but geez, I wouldn't want to have that.
That's a dream fight, but...
Yeah.
And the winner takes on Jack Paul.
Righto. So, Seahawks are mine
Very
as well.
topical of you.
Because Nate Robinson, the ex-NFL wannabe...
Right.
Got popped.
Do the challenge later?
Absolutely. No, that's not. The Seahawks.
Yeah, I'll be taking the
ways here.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 ways.
At home, they're 5-0 at home.
Yeah.
Haven't lost a game at home. Haven't looked really like losing a
And
game
they're
at
really
home.
starting to get back into form.
And
Plus,
The defense on
Daniel
point.
Jones was out of the game late.
Yeah,
Colt
Colt
McCoy
McCoy.
came in because of the hamstring.
Yeah.
Hamstrings don't heal overnight, as our good friend Chucky will tell you.
No, I will tell you.
So if they've got Colt McCoy at the helm,
No chance.
pick the quarterback, Russell
Hence-
Wilson or Colt McCoy.
Hence, they're in the guarantee.
Yeah.
But just quietly, my picks at the start of the year when we did our very first show was Chiefs Seahawks Super Bowl. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, well, you're in the box seat.
Cards Rams.
You'd like to see I guess a bit more from the defense. More
Yeah.
for a bit
But
longer,
I'm enlightened by what I'm saying.
Imagine
so
a
far.
Seahawks and Chiefs Super Bowl. It'd be like 40-43 or
Oh,
something.
it'd be
ridiculous.
mental. It'd be mental.
The emotions
It'd
you
just be
go
like-
through during that game.
Oh, it'd just be last possession wins.
Yeah. It'd be the
100%.
it'd be the polar opposite of Pat's Rams.
Yeah,
Like the furthest thing possible.
It'd be like
from
enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so right. yeah.
That was sucky ass.
That did suck.
The battle of the defenses loved it.
Oh yeah, the Cards and the Rams. The Cards, they are erring on the side of frustration.
Oh,
I have
bloody
picked them
oath.
this week
You've
You've picked them.
because they are consistently inconsistent.
Yes.
And they have been rubbish of late, which means they're due.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
are stewy.
They are due, and they're at home.
They are.
But the Rams are coming off an embarrassing loss to the 49ers.
And they are up and down. Not as much as the
Yes.
Cardinals, but
No,
they've
they're 2
seen
wins better.
they've seen highs and lows themselves. The
It's a
Rams.
One league
huge
game,
ramifications.
Massive. This
Massive.
is massive in terms of
For the
playoff
wild
picture.
card.
The Cards and the Rams obviously being divisional rivals. You're playing in a division that is
One's
already
at 7
stacked.
and 4. One's at 6 and 5.
Yeah.
Correct. You've got the Niners that are just knocking on the door trying to muck up everyone's day.
And the Vikes.
And the Vikes are sitting right there as well. And you've got obviously the Seahawks kind of running away with that division, especially on the back of probably getting the win against the Giants.
Yeah.
So this game becomes almost critical if you want a
Absolutely.
wild card.
Yeah,
in
if
terms
the
of
Cardinals win this one and the Seahawks also win on the weekend, then the Seahawks pretty much wrap up that division.
Yeah.
So then it really becomes, between the Rams and the Cards, they could obviously both make the playoffs,
could.
but they'd have to play pretty well from there on to guarantee their spot.
Did call it at the start of the year. We did say there's going to be 3 teams from
We
this
did,
division.
100%. And if,
And we are on track.
if the Bucs completely obliterate it, we could have all 4, and that would just be remarkable. That'd be the best they get.
If the
49ers hadn't got...
That would be the most 2020 thing ever.
I know. If the 49ers hadn't got injured, though, and had their full team, we could seriously be looking at it.
Are the Bucs going to buy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
must
this
be.
weekend they are.
If the Bucs blow up, I win my bet.
That's true, but
They're going to at least win one more game.
let's
out.
not get ahead of
And it's
ourselves.
going to be even.
I reckon Blades needs them. You need him to win 2, though, don't you?
No, so the line was 8, so 7 Blaze wins.
Yeah,
8
I
to
took-
no
8 to wash.
contest.
I took them the
Yeah.
same record
Okay.
they had with Jameis, which was
Okay.
7 and 9, 8 to wash. We've touched on the Cards and Rams, obviously, and the playoff connotations there. We're going to get into Chargers and Pats very quickly because that has no playoff connotations.
Yeah, who cares?
The Chargers, for all 3 of us here, will get the job done. Patriots, with Flair Cam Newton's underperformance.
This is more of a tip out of what we want to see.
Yeah.
We want to see the Chargers win. We want to see Justin Herbert go
Yeah.
well. But then again, a loss here might see Anthony Lynn out the door quicker.
It's also a bloody long road trip. Bloody long road trip.
Bloody geography, eh?
Didn't we decide last week this was the biggest one?
We did.
Massachusetts to
Yeah.
LA.
Bang.
How's that?
So glad you picked it up, too.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
That
Yeah.
is the universe
Geography
circling
chat.
around again.
And
Like,
that's why we've all taken the Chargers.
we all take the Chargers and fly in the face of everything good.
Was that game in Arizona?
The last one?
The Pats and the Chargers?
No, that was in New England.
Sorry, Pats and Cardinals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in New England.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I was going to say that'd be an even longer road trip if they had to go home from there, from
And then-
Arizona.
and then down.
Oh, yeah.
Massachusetts to LA.
That'd be some serious
They would have
jet
probably
lag
just
by the end
stayed
of
in
it.
Arizona.
Oh, Cam
Yeah.
Newton would only throw for bloody 50 yards on the back of that kind of road trip.
Mm.
The Packers and Eagles.
Yep.
And the Packers will get the job done here again. The Eagles, we touched on at the end of the last episode in the review show.
Yeah, we said they suck.
We said they suck,
And they do suck.
and they indeed suck.
The Eagles are one of America's teams.
Your boys.
My boys tonight.
What do you mean one of America's teams? If you don't go for the Eagles, you hate the Eagles.
Yeah, no, but they're one of the biggest teams in America. They're one of the big fan
I
bases.
get what you mean. Yeah.
So when you jump on SportsCenter and you got ESPN on,
Yeah, yeah.
these are one of the, along with the Cowboys, one of the most overly ridiculed teams in the
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
Yes, this is true.
The noise outside of the 4 walls of that organization is going to start growing and
Oh,
growing
yeah.
and growing.
Yep.
There's going to be more pressure to see Jalen Hurts start,
Yeah.
which,
Yep.
to be honest, isn't going to provide you much more than Carson Wentz is providing at the moment.
No, it's not.
Might not provide you less though.
No, I don't think it will.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Be
What
hard
it
to
might do
provide
is
less at the moment.
protect Carson's ego just for a little bit, rest him up.
But
or
maybe
something.
it gives Carson the kick up the arse that he needs to say, hang on, maybe my job's not safe.
The
even
media
though
are
I'm
doing
not
this
100%.
every week to him though.
Is he? Yeah, and they're tiptoeing a
He's
line anyway.
broken.
This is a guy that, as you've said multiple times, is utterly devoid of confidence. If you get benched for Jalen Hurts, is that going to kick him up the arse, or is that
Or is it
going
gonna tip him over the edge?
or is that
Yeah.
going to tip him over the edge?
There's already the statue of the backup quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
This is a remarkable regression when you talk. This is a guy that was obviously front runner for the MVP before he did his knee. Then Nick Foles steps in and they win that Super Bowl. All the rest, it's committed to history now. But
They're a banged up team.
they're a
still.
banged
They
up
are.
team.
They can't protect him.
The line is crap.
But when you're the highest paid player on the team, you're there to make plays. You're there to help your team.
Yep.
He's doing the absolute opposite.
Yes, this is very true. The Chiefs and Broncos, like Schnazi said, if the Broncos don't have a quarterback here, take the Chiefs at the line.
They signed so is it Pat Shermer?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the offensive coordinator of the Broncos, and they picked up his son, who is the offensive. No, sorry, wrong one. They picked up Kyle Shermer, who is the son
Yeah,
of Pat Shermer, who's the offensive coordinator.
former coach of the Giants.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's penciled in to start this week because they've signed him.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't know the NFL protocols that well.
Yeah.
And they seem to chop and change depending on whether,
Who knows?
you're a male, you're a female,
How much
you're
money your
6 foot
team
tall,
makes.
what part of the world you live in.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous over there. I don't get it. There's no consistency in it.
No.
Some games just get played, some get pushed.
Who knows?
Again, depends on how much money you can bring in.
So if
Is
there's no
that-
quarterbacks, you could be seeing the offensive coordinator's son going out there, who at one point was at the Chiefs. I
Yeah,
believe.
Pat
Yeah,
Shermer.
long time ago.
So, yeah, another 2020 thing to happen. But
Yeah.
Chiefs will absolutely romp the Broncos here.
yeah.
They all wallop them back home at Arrowhead on the
Yeah.
back of a really commanding performance against Tampa. I think they get a chance here to show why they are the daddy of this division.
Oh, it's daddy as
Yeah.
Blaze. Patrick Mahomes. It's not getting spoken about enough on
Yeah.
any of the talk shows anywhere at all. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP of this league by a freaking mile. I don't care what you have to say. Like, he's just doing things that other people can't do and other people have never done.
Yep.
He's at 3,500 yards for the year. He's probably going to get to 5,000 again.
Yep.
That's only been done a handful of times. He's going to have done it twice in 3 years as a starter.
Yep.
He's going to be the MVP twice as 3 years as a starter. The bloke's just ridiculous.
It is different.
Absolutely friggin' ridiculous.
I think
Look for him to here to go out and I reckon at least 4 touchdowns,
Oh,
maybe even 5.
yeah.
Just really stamp
Over the last month, he's averaging 399 yards a game
yeah
through the air.
Stamp
Ridiculous.
the only thing I'll
Stamp his foot on it. Get lots of touchdowns. Make it undisputed that he's going to be the MVP.
It's honestly like he's doing this stuff so often, big man, that like it's almost becoming second nature, and people are not thinking about it as being as amazing as
it
what
is when you set the standard that high.
like the standard.
It's
so right. The
His
bar of just
expectation every
general-
week is he goes out there and he does this,
Yeah.
and if he
Yeah.
doesn't do it, they shoot him down. But if he
Yep.
does it, it's just like, oh, that's what
Yeah,
he
it's
normally
just
does.
run of the mill.
I will bring
it's just
you.
ridiculous.
I know the reverse fixture was played in Denver in heavy snow conditions, and we did call it Paddy's Day Off when that one came around because it was the running game that got it done. I don't envision something similar happening here back in Arrowhead. I think Paddy is a showman. He is the bona fide MVP superstar of the
It's not even
entire
close.
He
league.
is Hugh Jackman. He
He
is the
is-
greatest showman.
That is very
Showtime
pop culture from you, and I like it. I like where your head's at with that, Schnalzy. He's going to run all over him. He's going to throw all over him, and it's going to be a party. So good luck to us. The Steelers and the Washington football team, obviously a part of the guarantee here. So the Steelers are 3 ways here for us.
I don't want to talk poorly upon the guarantee,
Yep.
but just something for mine, which is a bit of a storyline in this game. The Steelers are going to have that game on Monday night,
Yep.
but they're also going to have the game on Wednesday night.
Quick turnaround.
It's going to be a quick turnaround. Not much time to scheme up for the offense. Washington riding a high, just absolutely dismantling the
With a
Cowboys.
strong defensive line.
Very strong defensive line. I really like the Steelers here, but
Yeah.
I think this will be a close game and a good game.
Yeah. I think the Steelers will get the job done.
I think the Steelers' defense is just going to be way too good for Washington's offense at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as...
I think you'd probably want the unders, I would have thought. I don't really like the chances too much of Washington
won't be scoring high.
No.
If Schnaz thinks it's going to be close, I think it maybe like 20-10.
A bit of defense, two defenses.
Yeah, exactly right.
Maybe a bit of the Steelers come a bit lame after the game against Baltimore. They've been a bit, agitated all week, wanting to play the game.
In a funny way, it does have playoff connotations as well, in the terms of if the Steelers
with the seeding.
With the seeding,
yeah,
the Steelers drop and the Chiefs kind of can move up into that bye week situation. And don't get it twisted, the NFC East is still up for grabs.
I don't want to talk about that, Blaz.
The Washington football team
We've
was to do the unthinkable.
Washington win. We've pegged the Giants for a loss. They take the lead in the division.
They do, exactly. So playoff connotations. The Niners and the Bills. The Niners offer a real shocker against the Rams in terms of an upset.
Another Monday night football game.
Yep.
So the game before Steelers and Washington's Monday night football.
Yep.
Niners and Bills, Monday night football.
The Bills have been looking pretty good recently. I'm taking a bit of a shot in the dark here on the Niners. So,
well, you've guaranteed the fans you're going to catch up to Slam, so you're going to have to do something.
I'm under the pump. And call it, it's probably misguided. In fact, it's definitely misguided. But they do have Deebo Samuel back. I'm hoping for Brandon Ayuk.
You love Deebo Samuel.
I love Deebo Samuel. I think, in all honesty, all jokes aside, I do think he makes a big difference to their offense and
100%.
what they want to do. He's a really, really good football player.
You and I have both been crying out all year to have Deebo and Ayuk on the field at the same time, and it's almost not happened at all.
No, it hasn't. So fingers crossed. I haven't seen an injury report on Ayuk. I know he's been kind of week to week. But yeah, it's
that whole team in Cotton Hall, call it a season and be done with it.
Yeah,
I want to see the Niners fit and healthy next year because they could turn this right around and be.
They could be an absolute force.
Absolutely,
absolute force.
I think on the back of this year, you'd be looking at the Niners, season projection line on Sportsbet pretty hard. I would have thought if they set it nice and low. But yeah, this would be a good game. This would be a really good game.
Really interesting game down in Arizona.
Yeah,
as we've previously flagged.
Yeah, so the county rules down in California, well, San Francisco, I should say.
Santa Clara
specifically aren't allowing any contact sports, so they've relocated to Arizona for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 home games. So
not allowed to touch the Cardinals drum set.
Oh, is that right? Yep. Yeah, hard, fast rules there. So let's make sure we get on top of all the important stuff. That should be
Shark Week.
Stay back in the lobby and watch Cops.
That's right. That should be a good game, though. I'm looking forward to that
one. Why are you sweaty?
Spent way too much time on that, Schnaz. Get off it.
Very good.
But the Bills for me and Schnaz, they're Blaz.
Yeah, you guys have taken the Bills, and
they've got unfinished business in Arizona after getting robbed by Nuke.
They do.
Thing, so they need to get a job. Yeah,
I think their offense is just too high powered. I don't believe the Niners can put up enough points to go with them.
Richard Sherman was back in that Niners defense on the weekend.
His first game back. Good to see him.
Had a pick, I reckon.
Got a pick. Yep. So that's always good. Sherman's good for the game. He's a good character.
No, he didn't have a pick because he didn't speak all. Get on the internet and speak all about it and tell everyone he's the best player in the game.
Ravens and Cowboys.
I love modest football players.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? The Ravens and the Cowboys are going to round out the week's action here.
Tuesday night.
It's going to be Tuesday night. Indeed.
Wednesday in Australia.
Okay, so it's a logistical nightmare trying to
all over the
understand
place
at the moment, and
expect it to change as well.
Yeah,
it's not going to stay this way.
Exactly. We're probably a bit ahead of the curve in terms of trying to predict where this stuff is actually going to happen. However, the Ravens, likewise with the Steelers, coming off a bit of a quick turnaround.
This was supposed to be the Thursday night game.
This was supposed to be the Thursday night game. They were hosting the Cowboys. I think we're all going the Ravens.
Yeah, all taking the Ravens here.
Does smack a little upsetty, maybe?
Don't think so.
No? Okay.
Not feeling it all. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, feel free.
I was only leaning that way a little bit because I just think the Ravens haven't been going that crash hot either. And
yeah, but look at the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys are a dumpster fire.
Yeah. I mean, shoot me down in flames all you want.
They're going to be 3-9.
Stick him in the kiln, burn him.
3-9 for the Cowboys. But not out of the division yet.
No, not out of the division yet. And the NFC East remains alive and kicking.
Crap. Not kicking.
Thank you, as always, guys, for sticking with us throughout the show. Jersey Cartel sponsoring it, of course. If you haven't already checked them out on Facebook, you must do so very soon for all your NFL jersey needs. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, Slim Slam and the Bandwagon Fan. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts, we are on there. If we're not on your preferred platform, let us know so we can get to sorting that out for you. Slim Slam and the Bandwagon Fan is always there. Twitter, SSBF Podcast, so Schnazzle all over that, big boy.
Love it.
And live it. And with nothing else to say and signing us off for the night, Slammer, will you take it away, my friend?
He's been Slim, I've been Slam. That's the Bandwagon Fan. Good night.